It's all downhill from here. Hello, people. Glad you could join us here. We are on our way out to the crash site where Buddy Holly's plane crashed about 57 years ago. A day or two ago, 57 years ago. And we're out to the cornfield here, Clear Lake, Iowa, where the plane went down and Buddy Holly lost his life. The Big Bopper, and of course Richie Valens, and pilot Roger Peterson. So, right around this time of the year, this is kind of one of the rituals. That is heading out here to the crash site to visit it early in the morning. Usually around 1 a.m., 1:30 Central Time. That's when the plane actually did crash in 1959. So, what we're doing here is making our way out. Got a group of friends here from the Chicago area who are out joining us here. Others from the Madison, Wisconsin area. And we're making our way. How far away is this damn thing? Good God. It's actually about a quarter mile off a road, which is about, I don't know, about 5 miles north of Clear Lake, Iowa. Of course, that's where the surf ballroom is, and that's where the boys played their final show. This is Winter Dance Party Week. If you want to know more about it, just go to thesurfballroom.com and you will be able to learn more about what's going on, some of the music, some of the remembrances. They're going to be remembering Joe Malden tomorrow night, who was the original bassist of the Crickets. So glad you could join us here. I'm assuming we're going to be able to find our crash memorial up here somewhere soon along the fence line. This is such a more pleasurable thing to do in the middle of summer, as you might imagine. Going through a cornfield is a hell of a lot better than this. This can be brutal. You're wondering what the temperature is? I'm pretty sure it's down in the teens right now. That's what I'm pretty sure of. But been out here and worse, trust me. Question is, where the hell is this thing? Damn. in this kind of weather, it just seems to be a lot farther off. As you can see right here, we've got some additional people heading out on this journey here. And they're going to catch up, and they, of course, have Don McLean's famous song playing on a boombox of some sort. So we'll see what happens here. The way that this thing has drifted over, it doesn't look like anybody's been out here today yet. Or at least not in several hours. But we'll see. Glad you could all make it and join us. Wherever you're at, I'm sure it's a hell of a lot warmer than it is here. Damn. Looks like we're coming up on a signpost here. And usually that is an indicator of some of the memorial. Yep, this just happens to be a bigger post than the others. That's all. But we're getting close. There we go. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to be able to answer too many questions here along the way, and I apologize for that. Should have brought an extra person along with another phone here that could answer questions, but so I can see some of your questions going by here. Unfortunately, thanks to Periscope, they're all kind of vertical to me, so I do apologize for not being able to answer them right away. As you can see right here, we've got some people headed our direction here, at least one person in our group, and we continue on. Yeah, this is about a quarter mile off the road here. Easy. And as I was saying before, and you can see with the snow here, I mean, it's, even though Jeff Nicholas, who owns this land and farms it, does a pretty good job of keeping this whole path kind of clear. It does drift over fairly fast, and it can be kind of difficult getting out here. So that's the experience we're having. One can only imagine what it was like in 1959. It was certainly a brutal day. You've seen the Elwyn Muster famous photos of the crumpled airplane. So you certainly know that with the heavy coats and everything else they were wearing that day, it was pretty brutal out here. And I'm not going to say it's anything close to that right at the moment, but let's just say I didn't wear gloves, okay? Not a smart idea, but I want to be able to do what I got to do. This equipment. Yeah, in case you're wondering why we have such good audio here, what I've done is I've managed to rig up a Sennheiser G3 wireless system with a booster through this thing. So that's why the audio is a hell of a lot better than you normally would experience on Periscope. And with a shotgun mic here, I can talk away. So here we go. And my goodness, I don't think we're ever going to get there. And if we have, we've already passed it. Who knows? It's just taking forever. I swear we're going to be in Minnesota before we get there. My goodness, thank you for the hearts. You're warming my hands. Yeah, I've been out here several times over the years. I would say the most poignant one was the 50th anniversary of the crash. We were out here after coming out here after a concert at the Surf Ballroom, and Jeff Nicholas had actually set up a bunch of pallets out here and lit them on fire at around 1 a.m. And so everybody was just kind of thinking about the moment 50 years ago, and it was shortly after 1 a.m., which is when the plane would have been leaving from the Mason City Airport and heading toward Fargo, North Dakota. And as we were taking off, or sitting out here, just shortly after 1, and people are gathered around this group of pallets that are going up in a large fiery pyre. Then suddenly a small plane came flying over, probably about 500 to 1,000 feet up. It seemed very eerie, to tell you the truth. Okay, here we are. We are out to the crash memorial itself, and you can see here, as some locals have actually put up a little design here, so it helps mark this thing, especially in inclement weather, and especially when you're out here in the middle of snow time, which makes it very difficult for folks to be able to find this thing who want to journey out here. Now you can see in the distance here some lights. I've got about a half a dozen people with me here, and they're making their way slowly here. So let's take a look at the memorial here. This is actually created by a guy in Green Bay, Wisconsin, a Buddy Holly fan, who does metal work. And you can see these are hits for Buddy Holly, of course, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens. And you can see right here that we've got Don McLean's American Pie album. Somebody brought that out just the other day, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what the Able Truck Tour means. And the one thing I'm not seeing here is the bit of the memorial to Roger Peterson, the 21-year-old pilot from Clear Lake. Is that over here? All right, so that's something that needs to be cleared off. And because I don't have gloves on, I don't think I'm going to attempt that. So thank you very much. Glad you all could join us for this. We are waiting for the rest of our compatriots to get here. Taryn is here, and Taryn is the first one to make it. Taryn, you're getting ready with a photograph, I take it? All right, do you need any help over here? Maybe? Okay. You can see we're fairly well dressed here, at least most of us, as we try to get this here. And we have another arrival.
Oh, yes. Hello. Next year we're renting a snowmobile.
Oh, great idea. Nice face mask, by the way.
Woo. It's exciting. Gotta take another trip.
All right, I'm going to ask this question several times, and I'll ask you, Taryn. Why does somebody come out and do this in the middle of the night, and especially with weather like this?
For me personally, I feel very gifted by their music, to have their music, and so this is my way of giving back to them, honoring them for what they've given to the world.
Your way of remembering them, your way of...
And showing them my appreciation for them and their music.
So you're willing to go through a little hardship for that yourself?
Because it's something that's close to my heart, and actually feel inspired to do this and come out here to show them how much I appreciate everything they've done for the music industry in the world.
Thank you very much, Sharon. And by the way, we just had somebody check in from Lubbock, Texas. Greetings, Lubbock. Glad to have you here. And we do respect you, and thank you very much for giving such a talented person to the world here. And the Don McLean has finally shown up here.
This American pie, drove a Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old boys were singing whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. I think they were drinking apple pie too.
Took longer this year, didn't it? No.
Yeah, that was almost too bad. Yeah.
Hey, Jack, do you have a second or two?
Yeah.
All right. We've got a small audience here. We do appreciate them. And I guess if you can, I don't know if you can turn that down just a little bit, but Or just hand it off, actually. That'd be probably the best way to go. Now, all right. So, Jack, if you would please, I'm going to put a bright light in your face here, so please forgive me. All right.
All right.
All right. So, Jack, tell me your last name too, okay?
Dresnes, Drezenes.
Okay, Jack's actually from the Chicago area, and he runs a business down there called Beverly Records, which handles some really great tracks, especially vintage vinyl. And Jack, you've been coming out here for several years. Tell me about that.
I started coming in 1999. I would have come earlier if I had known about it, but somebody forgot to tell me, I guess. But I haven't missed a year since, and I don't intend to miss another year the rest of my life.
And why are you so dedicated to coming to the Winter Dance Party as it's reconstructed every year around this time, and also making this sojourn out here to the crash site?
Well, making this sojourn is almost spiritual for me. I just feel I have to do it to pay my respects to the guys. I know they're not here, but at least this brings me a little bit closer in my mind. And I come out here, I used to come mostly for the music. Now I come mostly for the people that I get to see again.
So it's become kind of a fellowship to a certain extent in seeing these people.
It's a family reunion every year. You know, we keep in touch with a lot of them by email and whatnot, Christmas cards, but we all get to finally see each other in February.
That's fabulous. Jack, thank you very much. And that is Jack Dresnes. I hope I'm saying your last name correct, Jack. I'm sorry. And he's actually brought some other friends out here too, and we're actually out here at the Crash Memorial for Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. And again, this is the aluminum Crash Memorial that was created here by a really great guy who is a metal worker out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, and he had this placed here several years ago. It's actually embedded in concrete, so really over-anxious fans can't uproot it and walk away with it fairly simply. And yeah,
Guitar next to it.
yeah, there is a guitar next to it actually. So we need to do some uncovering here. There also is a memorial to Roger Peterson, the 21-year-old pilot who was lost here in this particular crash as well. We don't want to forget that. Any other observations in this group over here? This is your first time out, right?
This is my second time.
Yes, we came together last year.
Okay,
I
give
was
me.
alive then.
You were alive then, okay. You're not now?
No.
Okay, with the skeleton mask, okay.
Yes.
So give me some names and give me an idea of what this means to you.
Well, I'm Grandma Susie, and it means to me is the skull is I believe a life is short, and we have to celebrate the good things that happen. Obviously, it was short for those three wonderful, talented young musicians, and so we're celebrating them now and remembering what they gave to us in the past. And these are all my friends, too, so I like being here. And it's the craziest thing that Grandma Susie does each year. So
Aside from the mask, right?
yeah, aside from that.
Okay, yeah, by the way, look for the Grandma Susie selfie with the skeleton mask on.
Grandma Fufu, that's my Instagram, Grandma Fufu.
So look for her on Instagram, by the way. And let me get your name here, too, the compatriot here.
Hi, my name is Chris Herring, and I'm from Bloomingdale, Illinois. This is my second time out to the crash site. I came last year with Jack and a whole group of people in the middle of a terribly cold winter, but it's worth it to come out here to freeze for a little while because it's such a treasured memory that we're celebrating this weekend of three musicians that were taken way ahead of their time, and that the world has definitely lost a great deal of future music that we could have enjoyed by them. And I'm just here to celebrate their memory with all the people that I love. So it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you spending some time with us. Thank you. And one of our commenters here, as we continue to wait for the rest of our group to catch up here, one of our commenters has said that they should have built a larger crash memorial out here for Buddy, Richie, and of course the Bopper and Roger Peterson. We're in 100% agreement with you. If you want to get that GoFundMe thing going, we can have Mr. Paul Kett, who actually put this thing together few years ago out here, you can actually see if we can't get a bigger one built. I'll bet you Jeff Nicholas would be all over that. I'm sure he would love it. As you can see right here, they've lit up the memorial here. We've actually uncovered the guitar. This is another thing that Mr. Paquette put together a few years ago, and this one is more of the original one, actually the second version of the guitar memorial here. The first one is actually to be found at Ellie's Bar in downtown Clear Lake. I talked about this thing needing to be put into concrete, and the reason that that one is down at Ellie's Bar in Clear Lake is because the one that Ken Paquette built first was actually uprooted by a fan or a thief or whatever and ended up on eBay, and that's why Ellie's has it at their bar in downtown Clear Lake. So hopefully this one will stay around just a little bit longer, that's for sure. So we're still waiting for the rest of our gang to get here. Jack, what is this particular brew that apparently...
Waylon's famous apple pie. We always come out here, we do a taste to the boys, and Waylon usually says a little memorial, but I'm going to have to assign someone else to do that because he couldn't get here. He couldn't get through the snow.
Hey, did anybody figure out what the temperature is?
It was 27, which is mild.
It is not 27 degrees.
27.
This is not bad at all.
You should have been here last year.
It must be the wind or something, because it does not feel like 27. It feels like 15. I'm telling you. But the truth is that this really is not that bad compared to some other years that we've been out here. It's been so brutal that we've actually suffered a frostbite just standing here. I've actually had some fingers suffer frostbite just being out here. So it can be really bad. And as you can see right here, we have apple pie, as they call it, being, okay, you're going to offer that up. And obviously we're going to be drinking a toast here to Richie the Bopper, and of course Buddy Holly, and of course Roger Peterson. And I see that my friend James McCool has made it here. And James, I'm going to, just barely? Where's Waylon, by the way?
Oh, Waylon was sent back.
Are you serious?
He was helping him up, and Jack had to send him back.
Get that iPad away from you just a little ways there so you don't have to compete with it. Thank you very much. We love Don McLean. But, Jim, why come out here?
Why come out here? Well, you know, I mean, there's a few reasons. One, for this group, it's a tradition. It's an annual tradition. We do this every year, approximately on the anniversary of the accident. And also, you know, in addition to just being a group, you know, tradition, it's, you know, we're commemorating the 4 lives that were lost that night, and not, you know, as far as I know, we're the only group that does this. Nobody else comes out here at this time of night.
I've never seen anyone.
You know, I'm honored to be part of it. I'm glad, you know, this is a special thing. Doesn't matter how difficult it is to get out here. You know, once you're out here, it's very special. It's worth it. It's a nice moment. It's peaceful. Got the great music, good friends, and
I want you to comment on something. We've got one of our folks here who is watching, and we do appreciate you guys checking in with us across the world here. And one of our folks that's checked in is from Lubbock, Texas, and he says that we need to visit the museum in Lubbock. You visited it. You're impressed, aren't you?
oh, absolutely, it's a fantastic museum. I haven't been there since they've, you know, added a few things on the exterior, but outside the museum. But the museum itself is wonderful. They've got a great collection of Buddy's memorabilia, personal family items, and his guitars, his iconic glasses, and Fender Stratocaster that were with him on the last tour, and as well as the last photos of him ever taken live, February 2nd, 1959. Real special place.
Well, there's a lot of special things in Lubbock that are still left over from Buddy's era, and it certainly is a great place. And Jim, I'm glad you're able to make it out here for this.
Thank you. Me too, Dave. Thanks.
All right. Well, let's take another look here at the memorial. As my batteries begin to fade a little bit here, you can imagine with the the cold here that it does have take a toll on your batteries and a light here. So you can see that we've got some of our compatriots here that are getting a photo taken right here at the memorial, and it's it's awful nice to be out here, and it's a special thing to remember these guys as well. So I think we're probably going to drink another toast or two here and probably call it an evening, but we're glad that you guys were able to make it in here for this broadcast. We figured we'd bring you along. If you'd never had the opportunity to go out into an Iowa cornfield at 2:30 in the morning Central Time, and an opportunity to actually do it, learn about the significance of why crazy people would actually do this, and avoid frostbite. That's a great combination. And I do appreciate the thank yous. I figured there might be a few folks out there who might find this interesting, and I do appreciate you guys coming along. Be sure to check us out. We'll be doing some more stuff this weekend here at Mid-Iowa Media, and we'll be doing more periscopes, and hopefully you'll find them of equal interest. Once again, a special tribute to Joe B. Malden, the original member, the bassist of the Crickets, who died recently, will be happening tomorrow night at the Surf, and we'll try to cover some of those events as they allow us, and to give you a better idea of what's going on. But for now, one final look at the memorial here, and I think we'll close up this broadcast, and I will say thank you so much to everybody. You guys have been terrific, and as Buddy would say, rave on.
Rave on. Rave on. Okay.